Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah in Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest reality TV gossip. And of course, Jeff Lewis. Oh my gosh, I hope you're having an amazing day. You can see I'm still wearing short sleeves. We still have amazing warm weather here in Texas. So I'm so excited. I've got flip flops on. It's the best. So, for all of you suffering through the winter weather already, I'm sorry because I hate warm. I hate cold weather so much. Okay, let me get my comments on. Let me get that off. Let me get all my technology working. Oh my gosh. So much, y'all. I cannot believe it. So I will just say, I've never seen a psychic, never had a coffee reading before. I kind of went into it a little bit with some hesitation, okay? But when he mentioned flight, I thought, oh, he's talking about possibly the season 2 premiere party, which is December 6th. I still have no invitation. I'm just manifesting and hopeful that I'm invited. But that's all I could think about when Pohl said that I was going to have a flight coming up. Had no idea that Jeff would be announcing a live show. And now finally, he gave all the details today. So it is going to be Thursday, December 21st at the Bourbon Room in LA. Y'all, tickets go on sale Monday. My flight is booked. Please, please, please join me. It is so fun. You will not be alone. We can meet for breakfast in the morning. I fly in really early Thursday. We can have breakfast together, listen to the Jeff Lewis live show together on Friday. I don't fly out to the later afternoon, so we can have breakfast again, go to lunch, go to some of all the fun Jeff Lewis related places. I love Chiconi's. You know where I haven't been? That Casa Vega? Is that what it's called? I haven't been there yet. So I would go there, just all the things. So please make an effort to come and let's all help each other out. So if you're able, I don't know what the situation will be on Monday, but if you're able to buy 2 tickets or 4, if you feel comfortable doing that, buy an extra ticket. That way, no, never mind. Don't even do that because then that'll delay other people from getting their tickets. Never mind. I'm just trying to be helpful because I do want to make sure, but no, I don't want other people buying a ticket that's not going to be used for them. So disregard. I'm just so excited. Anyways, but I'll just say I had no idea that the upcoming travel that Pohl would be talking about with my reading would be for this December 21st thing because we had never even been told about it until this week, which my coffee reading was Saturday night in Las Vegas, y'all. So anyway, some other exciting news that I'm going to be sharing with y'all first. And I think Patrick and Pohl are going to be putting on their Instagram and on their Poll2, POLATTEU.com website. They're going to have coffee reading parties. Yeah. So somebody reached out to them in where's Seattle, Washington, and wants to do a party. So if you want to do a party with your friends, like 10 or more, I think, book it with them, DM Patrick, get on their website. They're going to do parties and they will fly to you. You'll get to meet them, y'all. When I tell y'all they are so nice, I'm not even kidding. I mean, when I first met all the chumps at the June 2022 at the launch party, nobody knew me for anything, right? I'm just a freaking fun fan account. Wouldn't even call myself a fan account at the time because I wasn't going live. I wasn't doing anything. Don't even think I really posted about Jeff Lewis. I just followed their accounts and maybe commented on Jeff's coffee reading, right? But everyone was so incredibly nice to me. I mean, almost everyone. There was one person that didn't talk to me at all, but we'll talk about that later. Doesn't mean she wasn't nice to me. She doesn't mean she was mean to me. It just means she wasn't nice to me. Whereas everyone else they ate with me. They took pictures. They asked me who I was, what my name was, told me things. It was amazing. But Patrick and Pohl were definitely one of those that just instantly we had a connection. When everyone does their readings, everyone tells me how accurate it was, but they also tell me how incredibly nice Pohl and Patrick are. And now I've met them 3 to 4 times in person, and they really are. They're insanely fun. So anyways, just wanted to share that new information. I was also told today, somebody sent me a DM, said there's a fan face group for them. I think it's called Everything Pohl and Patrick. So I'm going to be popping into that Facebook group soon when I find it. Okay, let's get started with shout out news. A couple of little bit things. No. Dame Sue Dish. She wasn't mean. No, Kelly Dodd was nice. I met her at that party. But the girl Kelly that was with me and Katie, they all reminded me later that night. They said, Heather McDonald was the only one that didn't come up to us and say hi, which, she was busy talking to her friends. I understand that. But everyone else of Jeff Lewis's friends and family, because it was a very close knit, it was his inner circle people. And just a few of us fans, won these tickets to be able to come. But they reminded me she was the only one that didn't kind of make an effort or like give us eye contact, or, she kind of stayed with her people. So that was probably her comfort level. And I respect that. Anywho. Okay. A little bit of stuff. Sean, what's his last name with the Bronwyn people? I guess he's got all the kids. He's kind of mad at Bronwyn, saying that she's needs less child support because she's not being much of a hands-on mother, which makes me sad. But like Jeff Lewis, I don't like her because I could see instantly I didn't feel like she was a great mom. And, all the last couple of years now that they've been split up, separated, I don't think they're technically divorced. We can tell that Sean was always the hands-on parent in that relationship. And I don't know how, child support works, but yeah, why would she be getting money if she's not physically or financially helping to take care of the kids, right, in her custody? So anywho, Luann Delaceps was unmasked as one of the masked singers. Y'all, I hadn't heard any of this. Sometimes things get out, and like we had kind of already figured out that Tom Sandoval was one of them, because he totally said whenever he's from St. Louis, and he gave some kind of other clue that we all knew. So, but I hadn't heard anything about this Luann thing. She is coming to do her cabaret show in Houston. I think it's November 19th. I haven't bought a ticket yet. I've seen her 2 or 3 times already. Her cabaret definitely twice in New York and Atlanta. It's really a fun show though. So I might end up going. I don't know. If you're in the Houston area and want to come, hook me up. Let me know if we'll meet up, maybe have dinner and go to her show together. It's at the House of Blues. Scott freaking Anderson. So this is all making me think of what Jeff keeps saying yesterday and then today. Joey Zalzig and Judge Lauren Lake opened the after show with it. Don't fuck with people that fuck with people that you don't fuck with. If that is not a t-shirt, merch waiting to happen, somebody alert Todd Lewis. They have got to put this on jefflewismerch.com. It's actually merch I would buy. Now, would I wear it? I don't know. Because how do you walk around with the F-bomb all over your t-shirt or a hat or a hoodie? I don't know. But I am just dying. So I said this week, we are hearing a different side of Jeff Lewis, right? We are kind of hearing that maybe it does bother him when other people are staying friendly or getting information about him and not sharing it with him. We'll talk about that caller at the end of today's show, whenever they called in about Megan, for sure. Okay. But it is making me think about what in God's earth made Scott Anderson unblock me today and send me a message on Instagram Messenger. I won't give out the details, but I can tell you it was very nice. We had a good exchange. I didn't ask him why he sent it. I didn't ask him if he's going to be blocking me again. He just said he's doing really well. It's the best decision. Well, okay, I said I wouldn't talk about his DMs, but just nice. They're doing really well. And it was the greatest decision for him to choose to be a dad. So I'm very happy for all of that. But again, it's a fine line, right? I've already gotten the DMs from y'all saying, oh my God, I'm so worried that Heather unblocked you this week. Now Scott Anderson has unblocked you. Like, I feel like y'all are trying to be so protective of me, wondering like, what is these people's ulterior motive? I'm just going to come at it from a positive point of view and think that people also, like me, they don't want drama in their lives, right? They just want to kind of clear the air. The holiday season is upon us, and maybe it's like turning over a new leaf, right? I'm just going to take it at face value of that, because I haven't asked any of these people what their reason is for unblocking me. But, it does make me happy. I did, as I told y'all earlier this week, I did have a nice, productive, calm conversation with Brandy and Julie on Sunday at BravoCon. And I'm very happy for that. Very thankful, because I feel like we cleared the air. A lot of what they said on Juicy Scoop episode today is how they feel So I don't really have to tell you what our private conversation was on Sunday. They pretty much said all of that, which is what we've known all along, that, they loved Jeff. They loved him as a friend. They think he's cute. They think he's funny. He's charismatic. All of those things can be true, and they totally understand why I do a Jeff Lewis fan account, and they are happy that they're like, keep doing that. Like, we're happy for you. We understand it, but if you support Jeff Lewis, then you clearly can't support us. And I do understand that. And I think that's kind of what Jeff and Krista and Heather, Kelly Dodd, Megan, I think that's what they're all going through now with all of these things where Jeff has said, I'm reevaluating things and I'm realizing maybe people that hang out, talk to, have a good relationship. It's one thing if you follow each other on Instagram, like that's just kind of the light and airy like thing that celebrities do. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. But I think if people start hanging around, talking all the time, maybe listening or saying things about Jeff Lewis that he wouldn't want other people to say, it's kind of, you start thinking like, why are you doing that to me? Why are you disrespecting me? So I really think that Jeff is kind of changing his tune with that. Whereas he used to say, oh, it's okay, follow them, be friends with them, all that kind of thing. But just don't take it too far, because then I got to start questioning you, he's saying, right? So, Scott and I aren't following each other. I never did follow him. I don't think he ever followed me. He just looked at my stuff. Heather McDonald and I used to follow each other. I'm happy she unblocked me, because I just think I don't like to be blocked. I just think it's lame and mean, right? I don't want to know that somebody blocked me. But, we're not refollowing each other. We don't continue to talk on DM. She's not having me on her podcast or anything like that. But, I am happy to not have drama and have it clear the air a little bit, right? And I really hope that when she, without mentioning me, mentions me at the 57 mark on her Juicy Scoop episode for what is today, November 9th. I understand where she's coming from. She did pretty much say the DM that she sent to me, that she said that she was raw and emotional whenever she came at me, and that she apologizes for that. I made a response video to it though, because, I just feel like I want her to know that I wish she saw my videos for what they were. And I don't feel like I was unfair to her. I don't feel like I ever came at her, that I was on one side or another, but I am a Jeff Lewis fan account. I mean, I might lean one way or another, right? I've got questions about the whole thing, right? One of my questions is, if the jeweler video says that the earring was tarnished and the gold was coming off, why wasn't that noticed a long time ago? And she would have known maybe these were costume jewelry, right? The story, in my opinion, has changed a couple of times. At one point, I heard that she went back to the restaurant, dug through the sand. Now, maybe she was just joking. Maybe she didn't mean that literally, but I'm a very factual, very literal person. So when she said that, I thought she literally dug through the sand, because she saw in the video, and I posted it right where she lost it. Kelly Dodd had been videoing it and putting it on Instagram. So we saw when the earring fell out of her ear. So just things like that. It doesn't mean I'm questioning her story. Doesn't mean that I don't like her. I don't wish her well. I am a girl's girl. I don't want anything bad to ever happen. Do I feel as strongly as Brandy and Julie and Heather that Jeff is like misogynistic and anti-female? No, I think he's anti-people. Like, I don't think it's a male or female thing. So I'm not going to like dig into the whole, oh, girl power bullshit, when I feel like Jeff will freaking go at you if he feels you wronged him or wronged somebody else, whether you're a male or female or anything in between. I don't feel it's a female type thing. So I'm not going to come at it with that, right? I do, like Joey Zalzik said on the after show, I do like for people to rebuild bridges. I don't think this is one that I feel anytime soon. One friendship that I'm super curious to keep following is how, because I finally watched, I made a video on this, y'all were telling me, but a lot of my DMs were kind of buried down. So I was kind of getting information late. So sorry about that. But y'all were telling me, you've got to go watch the Rick and Kelly show. And I do try to watch it every day, but I was behind. I was, unpacking and seeing the family and all that kind of stuff. And it's really good the last couple of days. I mean, the video from Tuesday is literally called Defending Jeff Lewis. Okay. So, but don't forget when this feud happened, when Jeff brought up the earring gate of it all, between Heather and Krista, he read a DM that Kelly had sent to him. I'm sorry. Yes, he read a DM that Kelly Dodd had just sent to him saying, that's not true. Heather didn't go back to the restaurant. She didn't want to, and she didn't go back and look for the earring. So I kind of wondered at that point, but now I've heard on Kelly's Patreon and then her videos this week, her Rick and Kelly show, she's kind of trying to toe the line in between them. I just don't think it's going to fly. And I think she's going to end up landing on Jeff's side, because that Rick and Kelly show yesterday was pretty much a love fest from Rick and Kelly, like thanking Jeff for how honest and supportive he's always been to them. And, they're trying to also keep an open mind about Heather, but I don't think they're saying like, we don't know the truth, we don't know what the earring, but she's saying the earring is fake. I don't know. I'm just so curious. What do you think? Do you think it's going to happen? Oh, I'm missing all y'all's questions. I'm so sorry. Good question. I don't think so. Kelly is a mess. She's a sellout. Two ass kissers. Oh my God. Y'all are crazy in the comments today. Lisa says Kelly is afraid of Jeff. I don't think Kelly Dodd is afraid of anyone. I think she and Jeff Lewis are very similar, very misunderstood. They speak quickly. It may not always be great. It's good entertainment. I feel like they're very loyal, but I feel like they say things quickly and they might want to eat their words sometimes. But the thing about them, Jeff and Kelly never eat their words. I mean, they really stand by what they said. Even the whole drama, and Rick and Kelly talk about this, the whole Stu backlash that they're getting. They mentioned that in that they're supporting Jeff for getting all this backlash. But Jeff even says, maybe I'm sorry that I said something, but I'm not sorry for how I feel, because I do feel that he made a poor decision and that I was trying to give him that advice to not miss out on that opportunity. So anyways, yes, Kelly has said that she has ADD on her podcast, Kathy. I've heard her say that. And Jeff talks about that too. And I talk about, I don't take any medicine for ADD, and I don't think Jeff does either, but I've talked about having self-diagnosed ADD because, clearly I'm like, yo, down, squirrel. And this is me on one cup of coffee, y'all. I mean, I kind of wake up with energy. I don't really go to bed with energy anymore, but used to. What did y'all think though? The Juicy Scoop is great. You've got to go watch it. I suggest you watch it on YouTube. I think it's always much better to watch things on video. They have very strong opinions they mentioned Jeff Lewis's name. So for a long while, Heather was not mentioning Jeff Lewis's name. Now she's like mentioning his name. She's saying it all. They have very strong opinions on Jeff and friends around him and how he treats them, how what he'll eventually do to you. So, go take a listen to it. I just, I hope it all dies down. I feel like if Heather would stop talking about it, then then we would all stop talking about it. The fact that Jeff had Justin Martindale on today with Ryan Bailey and they didn't bring it up at all tells me a lot, that he's just done with it. He's not giving any airtime to it or anything, right? But when Heather said that Jeff Lewis Live is not a safe place for women, I kind of died a little bit, because I'm like, I just don't feel that way. I feel like it's probably not a safe place for anyone that gets on Jeff's bad side, right? Like whether that's the dog groomer, the daycare, the house manager. I mean, you just never know what's going to go on with that. Oh my gosh. So much. I'm looking at my notes. Kelly and Rick are definitely doing some kind of new project. I don't know what it is. They can't say it. They signed an NDA. They were in Orlando, Florida. doing something. I can't decide. I thought maybe it was a new reality TV show. They just said it's coming early 2024. It's going to be a place where they can be very creative, they said. Somebody else DM'd me, though, and said maybe they're going to be selling their pickleball products on QVC. So I don't know. I think that could be it. Oh, Laura Raines, don't even put that out in the atmosphere. I think Shane is next. No, I can't even imagine. Don't do it. Oh gosh, Melanie, Jeff Lewis Live is not a safe space for scam artists and liars. Oh my goodness. Kelly Dodd is a clout jumper. Is that what it's called? Yeah, clout jumper, clout chaser. I've heard things people say. Oh, Newsmax. Would that be delayed until early 2024 though? And wouldn't Newsmax just be something that Rick did and not Rick and Kelly? It almost seemed like a reality TV show. I don't know. I couldn't really tell. Y'all tell me what you think it could be. And if you want to see it, I mean, as divisive as Kelly Dodd can be with an audience, I do see a lot of comments saying she should have been at BravoCon. People love her. She's got a huge fan base. So are the Juicy Scoopers. So are the Chumps. So you have to realize whenever someone has a huge fan base, they become very protective of that celebrity. And that's the same way with Brandy and Julie, with Heather McDonald, with Kelly Dodd, with Jeff Lewis. It's the same, right? So I respect how intense some of the fans can get. I don't think it ever needs to cross a line, right? In even Jeff has done things like suggest the Chumps call or email certain places that he didn't agree with. And I've never been one to do that. Like as much as I'm a Jeff Lewis fan account, I don't take it that far. You know what I mean? I just don't do it. That's just not my thing. Okay. Let's get into Ryan Bailey and Justin Martindale. Again, I think this is your second or third time on the air. Or maybe Ryan's second time. Justin's maybe third time. I think he was on with Krista. The Watcher Letter. Probably the best I've heard in a while. Tell me what you thought. Oh, Tracy says nobody wants to see Kelly Dodd on anything. Ooh, in all caps, girl, you're feisty today. I think I needed some space. I do love the Watcher Letters. I do love about how rude and heartless they are about Jeff Lewis. I mean, they go in deep. I mean, the fact that he is able to probably pay someone to produce that. I do not know who does them. I don't know the voice. We almost got an insight today because I think, and I can never tell who it was either Ryan or Justin's voice was doing like the Snickers ad. And then they were doing like part of these other things and they had that voice. So it must be a button that they can like change their voice on and how they record it. But I don't know who it is. Some of you have guessed Kian. Some of you have guessed Todd Lewis. So I have no idea. But this was the best one so far. I think it had been just enough time. I thought it was super fun about Jeff saying he has no friends. If you can laugh at yourself and not be like, bitter Betty over it, I kind of love that about Jeff Lewis, right? I mean, he can take the heat for darn sure. Like he took the heat. I think, remember, he always gets a little blip of what a phone call is going to be about. So the fact that he gets these little blips of someone that's going to be super mean to him and he still takes that phone call and, either accepts it, bends over and takes the spanking, or he defends himself or, explains himself a little more. I sort of love that about him. I don't have to love everything about Jeff Lewis. I mean, I'm not on his payroll. There's just enough distance between my fan account and me just like meeting him a couple of times at things that I'm able to like observe and say what I feel. And I don't feel he does everything right. But I got to respect how ballsy he is because, oh my God, he is ballsy. He's hilarious. Very smart business guy, I feel like. So it's just crazy. Nothing happened with Kian that I'm aware of. And it seems like it's still in a good space because he's still talking about him and inviting him to Thanksgiving, but it looks like he got another job. So he's moving on. I am curious. Do y'all love the videos? I love these daily videos that he's been doing since last summer or fall, that he does them every day. They usually come on Jeff Lewis's Instagram and then his TikTok around 12 o'clock Pacific every day. But I'm curious to see whoever the new person is, if Jeff is going to have him or her, could be a female, make the videos the same or if it's going to have their own flavor. Because I feel like when I hired Annie, we chatted a little bit about things, but I mean, y'all, instantly, she just knew my vibe. She knew that I would love pink captioning. Like, she just gets my vibe, like, really. So, every social media and like digital creator has their own vibe. So, I'm really curious if we can notice the difference between Keyens and whoever this new person is going to be, right? So, ALW says, Team Kelly here. And I'm not teams or not, right? I am a fan account, so I am someone that is going to talk to y'all about things that interest me because I don't have my neighbors and friends that know all of these details. They don't give a rat's ass about all this stuff, right? So y'all know all the details when I talk about, Megan and Heather's feud, when I talk about Kelly trying to be friends with Megan and trying to be friends with Heather, all of these things. I don't have to explain it to you, but it's stuff that we want to chat about together. So I'm going to chat about it. I didn't like that Heather got so angry about my videos and felt that I was coming after her. I would love for her to realize, but everyone takes a video the way they take it. I would love for her to realize that I was just talking about the feuds. I wasn't necessarily on one side or another, but I understand also when you're mad at Jeff Lewis and somebody's a Jeff Lewis fan account doing videos about it, I mean, you're going to see it in a different light, right? I'm just wondering, where is Juicy Scoop Obsessed? Where is that Instagram account? Like, she's got some serious fans. Somebody needs to take it and run. Juicy Scoop Obsessed. Maybe they should call it something different because she's already named. No, keep it that way because that's what her Facebook group is called. She runs the Juicy Scoop Obsessed Facebook group. And then I'm in that one. And I'm also in another one that's called Vintage Juicy Scoop. And that's when I think some people started that kind of wanted to chat maybe about things that weren't approved in the Jeff Lewis the Juicy Scoop Obsessed Facebook group. Yeah, Rose Selena says, nobody in my life knows who Jeff Lewis is. It's sad. I know, we need to find better friends, don't we? Oh my God. Speaking of friends, we are the amazing Chumpette community. We have each other to chat all the reality gossip. Jeff Lewis, we have each other. So make sure you're joining in live every day. Shout out Donna Bowling. Speaking of joining, I had a long conversation with her this morning. She was calling, asking me all the scoop. Investigative reporter Donna Bowling and friend. Oh my God, Donna, come to the December 21st. Oh my God, I get to see you again. This is going to be like 3 times I've met Donna Bowling finally in the last month or two, right? I cannot wait. Y'all, if you can make the December 21st Jeff Lewis live show, I cannot wait to meet y'all. It is going to be just a big group and audience of our people. It will be so fun. Dinner drinks afterwards. I just cannot wait. It's so fun. It's like our own ChumpCon, right? Somebody tell Donna all the details of where it's at in comments, please. Okay, let's keep talking about the show. I kind of realize now why Andy Cohen might have been a little snippy with me yesterday. I guess, like they're always talking. So they are redoing the Sirius XM app. It will be relaunching in December. So I think they knew it was a shit show. I'm not really sure why they felt the need, whatever money they spent on rebranding this Sirius XM, this logo with the indescribable star in the S. Like, I don't know how much money that costs, but I mean, everything, every sticker, every logo, the app, the digital, everything has to be redone. Like, is that worth it financially? Like, I'm kind of with Jeff on that. Like, what the hell? Why are you spending money on that? You know what I mean? Instead of like talent or whatever. But, I do think they are leaning into the celebrity thing. They've got Kelly Clarkson having a show or maybe her own channel, John Mayer, who else? A lot of people. So I hope they don't forget about the normies that we like listening to and not necessarily the big rock stars or the people that have, a huge TV show, right? Yeah, rebranding is expensive, Margarita says over on TikTok for sure. Yes. FM says Heather just took out emotions and they were misdirected towards you, which was not fair. Right. And we all make mistakes. And I know it was done out of emotions. And she admitted that publicly to y'all on Juicy Scoop today. She said that to me in a private DM. And I respect that. I am actually thankful that her sister Shannon came over and when she saw Heather getting more heated with me, that she took her sister away because it was absolutely the right thing to do. Even though it was 4:30-ish on a Sunday in the VIP room, it was very dark in there. There was a lot of people not in there. And I feel like the more she was amping up, it would have become a scene. And that's not good for Heather McDonald. So her sister Shannon, kudos to Shannon, because she did Heather right in getting her out of that situation for sure. And it's not my place to get involved in if the earrings are real or fake or all that kind of stuff. My whole point in doing the Jeff Lewis fan account is that I'm talking about the feuds and how it affects people, how it's going to affect their friendships, all of that kind of thing, right? I can't know. I'm a very factual person. So I would want some absolute evidence. I would want a one-on-one conversation with Krista about the earrings. I would want a one-on-one conversation with Heather McDonald about the earrings. So, I would have some questions before I could actually decide that. And I would want to inspect the earring. Absolutely. Because as cheap as I am, I think I could figure out if it had an 18K stamp in there, if it had a 14K stamp. Earrings of that design and expensive price probably would have been 18 karat, not 14 karat. But either way, it should have had a gold stamp. And I'm just curious. I just have questions. So I'm just a girl having fun with a fan account, and maybe I have some opinions and questions, just like all of us, right? Did Jeff say when they were going to New York? Aaron says on TikTok, I don't think he gave an exact date. We know he flies out today. So if you're in the Dallas area, he loves these unofficial meet and greets at, is it Nick and Sam's in Dallas? I don't know if he's going there or not. I don't ask him. I'm about a 4 to 5 hour drive away. I don't go up there and surprise him. I don't know if they're going to the roundup afterwards, but I think he might be seeing, because I think he said these 3 rich ladies or whoever it is that he had the $10,000 dinner with recently. So he might be doing that. So who knows? I maybe he's going to see these people's horses and see how much money they have, right? Alyssa says, I don't think Krista is a liar. She said that on TikTok. Yeah. Newly. At the end of the day, the earrings are $100 cubic zirconium. She deserves her closure. I assume we're talking about Heather. And I hope this is closure for everyone, right? Like, just move on. Julie and Brandy and Heather said their piece in a lot of details today. Heather has said a lot of details in her piece in her Patreon. So yeah, let's just all move on, right? Let's move on to the most relatable part of the show today. Jeff Lewis actually caring about the price of his airfare tickets. Like, I'm dying that he was like teaching me stuff about the cookies and the cachets and all this weird stuff about buying 2 tickets or once or buying them individual. I cannot stand knowing that someone next to me or someone in the back of the airplane got a cheaper price on the same exact flight than me. I wish flights were done like, it's this price if you book the same day. It's this price if you book a month out. It's this price if you book 3 months out, right? I am okay with that. That seems very fair to me. I can't stand, even coupons seem fair, but there's no coupons necessarily. But if you book on this day, if you book on this computer, if you go to another computer, if you clear your cookies, I ain't got time for all that nonsense. It drives me nuts to know that I might be paying more for a flight just because I couldn't figure out all this crap about it. Like, I love, though, that Jeff is actually, thousands of dollars on the same exact thing is a big deal. So I love, and then later on the after show, Joey Zalzig was actually teaching Judge Lauren Lake about how to save money on flights. So this tells me even more that there's so much about booking flights that I don't even know. I need to get more information, and we need Doug Buden to have not really a travel show, but just an everything show. We need a Doug. everything Doug Buden. What's that called? Everything bagel. That you put on your bagel, everything spice or something. We need everything Doug Buden. That's a cute name, right? Yes, lots of comments. Oh, hit the like button. Y'all are so sweet. And please tap the screen on TikTok. That would really help me get some likes. Thank you so much. It just brings other Jeff Lewis people to us. I'd really appreciate it. Make sure you're following, subscribing, liking, sharing, all the things Jeff Lewis Obsessed. I'd really appreciate it. What else? $25 bacon? What in the actual? Bacon is expensive, but I don't know what $25 bacon they're buying. Like, that better be some thick stuff with, well, I like fat on my bacon. Do y'all like burnt bacon? Or do you like barely cooked bacon? Do you like soft bacon? Do you like crispy bacon? Have you ever sent your bacon back at a restaurant? I have not, but I have been with people that have sent their bacon back, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, but I think bacon is one of those things like a steak. Like, you kind of got to have it right. You know what I mean? Like a French fry. You want a crisp French fry. Yeah, everything bagel seasoning. Crispy, everyone says. Crispy, not burnt. Love that. What is crack bacon with maple syrup? Facebook user says. Ooh, I do like a maple syrup. I like a hickory smoked. Now y'all got me hungry. I think I'm gonna go bake some bacon after this. Deep fried bacon, Crafty Dodger? Dry and crisp. Oh my God, that sounds delicious. Okay, I'm starving now. Maybe I'll make, no, I bought too much stuff at Costco. I got to eat those meals, cook those meals for the family. Heat up, I should say, not even cook. Okay, wherever Hello Studios is, that's the podcast studio that Jeff is going to be at. So don't forget Dallas. The show airs or is live at 11 a.m. Central Time. So I'm assuming he'll be making an appearance at Hello Studios in Dallas or wherever that's at. He does have Leah Black on. I don't think he said anyone else that was going to be on with him. So maybe it's just going to be Leah Black. That's another one. I'm curious. See the fallout, see all of this fallout from, not fallout, but just, when friends in a friend group are fighting, it just affects everyone. So I am curious about Leah Black because she was very close with Brandy and Julie. So the fact that after all of this has gone down, that Leah Black continues to come on the Jeff Lewis Live show, I have to assume things are not good between Brandy and Julie and Leah Black. I'll just say that. It did come up in conversation on Sunday, but again, it's a private conversation. But yeah, I did ask. I asked the hard questions and they answered. Anyway, so that'll be a good show. I think we've already talked about the Bourbon Room. So don't forget, if you just joined the Bourbon Room, tickets will go on sale Monday for the next Jeff Lewis Live show, December 21st in LA. I'm going to be flying in from Texas for it, so I would love to meet y'all there. It will be our own little chump that con. It will be so freaking fun. I would just love it. But what was I going to say? Oh, the last one that they've ever had was November 2021. That's the show I was at in Burbank. So fun. Brandy and Julie were like the MCs of it. That's when he was with Scott, because Scott Anderson was in the audience, but he didn't come to the meet and greet that I was at. Like, I don't have any pictures of Scott. I don't know if he goes back to the VIP room and just hangs out, but remember at that time, he wanted nothing to do with the fame. So it always surprises me when he made his Instagram public, because I'm like, a lot of Jeff Lewis people watch him, right? Yeah. I wonder how Leah, Brandy, and Julie's friendship is now. Julie and Brandy were very close to her. Yeah, I will say, and I got permission to talk about our conversation and to say that we had a conversation, but just I am choosing to not say all the details, because I'm telling you, it was such a good conversation and we heard each other's sides. But what they explained to me as being their sides is everything they've said on their podcast and everything they reiterated on the Juicy Scoop show today, the Juicy Scoop podcast show today. So I'll just tell you that is exactly how they feel. And that's how they let me know on Sunday. But one thing they did say was about me in particular, and why they were kind of, upset with me, is that if I do a Jeff Lewis fan account, which I do, I'm clearly leaning towards Jeff Lewis's side, if you will. And if I'm on his side, I clearly can't be on their side also, right? So it does make sense. I wish them the best. I love them personally. Maybe their podcast isn't exactly for me. Just the few that I've listened to, especially the Dumb Gay Politics, which is now called Dumb Gay Podcast. And then they also have a Patreon that you can buy on Julie and Brandy, and then julieandbrandy.com for like live show tickets. Look at me promoting them. See? HeatherMcDonald.net. See? Her next live show. She was talking on Juicy Scoop how she would do BravoCon differently next year. And she did say that she would get a Sunday only ticket. So if you're a fan, keep that in the back of your brain of when you could plan to see Heather McDonald. And then she also hopes that she would also have another Saturday night show at BravoCon. So, and I'm positive it's going to be in Las Vegas again. So they just don't have the dates of it. Okay, Ryan Bailey. So he's so lovely. I did meet him at the pre-BravoCon party. I also saw him in the VIP room and saw him a couple of other places. Oh my God, y'all. He said the only person that was a little bit rude to him was Kristen Takeman. Y'all, I think she is so nice, but I do wonder if you lead with I'm a podcaster, which he is, and that's a respectable career, and he's amazingly successful at that 5 days a week. So bad it's good with Ryan Bailey on YouTube. He's with podcast on, what is his name? Best? No, what's his name? He is with a new podcast company. I can't remember the name of it right now. Anyways, but I'm sort of surprised he said that because I think she's so nice. Maybe because me and her have like the mom of it all, like we chat mom duties and stuff like that. So now I've met her, I think 2 or 3, 4 times between BravoCon, the pre-BravoCon party, the Reality Bites event in LA last month. So I just loved her. I don't think she's rude at all. But again, it's all about perception. So again, if he said I'm a podcaster, or maybe she took aback and like thought, oh, he wants something for me, which I don't think he wanted anything from her. He was just explaining what his business is. Yes, Betch Radio, Betch Media, something like that. Yeah. Oh, I love that, Beth. I hate the woman hater card. Jeff was very kind to all those women. I don't think he's kind when he's upset with someone. I just don't feel he's a woman hater. I feel he's all gender, right? If you piss him off, he pisses you off. It has nothing to do with gender. So that's where I fall on that, right? So, yeah, that's true. Crafty Dodger, if you're not with us, you're against us. And I absolutely understand that, right? I've had my own drama that all the OG chumpettes are well aware of. And as much as I didn't give y'all all the details, I know in my heart of hearts, and Pohl, when he did the reading, said, whatever happened that time with this divide, you did nothing wrong. He said the person was like putting on airs and putting their own stuff on me and stuff. So he said, you handled everything correctly, and just know that you did nothing wrong with that situation. So, I feel like when people would still support her, I'm like, how can you but I understand I never really said all the details because out of respect for myself and her, I don't give all those details. So anywho, but she loves to get all comfy in there and the Facebook groups and Reddit and just post on her Instagram. What else, bitches? Or bitch one. Lovers. Okay, I'm not going down that hill. Take a deep breath. Sometimes I get a little bit feisty. What else? Okay, the phone call that Jeff got towards the end about Megan, and then we're going to get into the after show because we got to wrap things up. That is when Jeff said, hey, we did have a good talk, but we're taking a little bit of a beat from each other. So I do wonder if it has something to do with the Brandy and Julie. I didn't believe it at first, but now I do wonder some of the things that Jeff has said this week, if he is a little more irked by people fucking with people he doesn't fuck with anymore, right? So I do think it might wonder about any of that. Oh, Izzy the Wiz. Do I think Heather will sue SiriusXM and or Jeff? No, but I did hear some things on Juicy Scoop. So take a listen to that. Go watch that on YouTube. Because they definitely talked about how they're surprised that SiriusXM was okay with some of the things he said in running the commercial, this Jeff Lewis Investigates promo about the earring gate. And then Heather suggests they need to let her run a commercial promoting Juicy Scoop just as many times as he has aired this Jeff Lewis investigates about her. So, yes, it was very juicy. It's a really good show. It's a really good episode today, for sure. Okay, on the Jeff Lewis after show today was Joey Zauzig. Love him. Love Judge Lauren Lake together. They were talking about makeup artists, y'all, and how good it feels to have your makeup done. And it reminded me of having my makeup done last Thursday. She did my brows. She did my eye makeup. The lashes were perfection. I felt so put together. Like, it just gives you confidence. As much as I would, I can go days, weeks, months without ever putting on a lick of makeup and throwing my hair in a ponytail or a messy bun. Professional hair and makeup, oh my God, it does make you feel so glamorous and so much better. So I love that they chatted about that a lot. Joey also was talking about the eyebrows, how those need to be good. And then he was also giving us flight information, which I loved. Again, I'm so cheap. I used flight, I used points. It was 36,000 points to get to LA. I've gotten cheaper flights there before, but this being last minute, it being Christmas time, but at least I had points, so that was really good. I know I'm missing so many comments, so keep doing. If you're joining on the replay, still let us know in comments. Please like my videos. If you are lucky enough to have a Jeff Lewis or reality TV or a gossip friend or family member, please share all my social media accounts. Everything is under Jeff Lewis Obsessed. Everything goes up as a replay immediately if you missed the beginning, except on TikTok. Sorry, they're the only ones that don't put it up. But everything else, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook group, Facebook page, Twitter. What else? Is that it? And as a podcast, Jeff Lewis Obsessed. Oh, thank you. Bravo and Stone says, I thought you represented Jeff Lewis fans well. And I realized I didn't take a lot of pictures and post them, but I'm not there for that, right? Like, trust me, it's not a fan event. I was very honored to be invited. And, I know my place was just to watch and take it all in, which is exactly what I did. But anyways, adore you so much, Chumpets. And I will see you tomorrow. Same place, same time, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Bye, Chumpets. Go get your flights for LA.